Hey, sports fans, Larry Eder, RunBlogRun. This is your favorite program, Socialing the Distance. Today, from Bratislava, we are speaking with Ivan Krechňák, and he's with Power Play Studio, a company that has, since 2007, been really developing sports games, and they've got this very cool game about track and field. Ivan, good evening to you, and from California. How are you today?
Thank you. Hi, guys, and good morning in the USA. I am fine, and I am looking forward to talk about all those track and field special things.
Well, you were telling me, Ivan, before we went on, a little bit about Power Play Studio and why you're developing the games that you are. And it's about how people's viewing and activity in sport has changed. So why don't you tell me a little bit about that, please?
Well, we have established the company in 2007, and it's focused on sports gaming. And, the original three founders, which I am one of those, we all love sport. We used to sport actively. We are following it in the TV and everywhere we can or could. And then one day we realized that this sport enthusiasm is in the society. It's weaker and weaker. I mean, the young generation, those guys born after 1990 or something, millennials, Z generations, those to whom the future belongs, actually, they will be the main movement soon in the society, and they simply have different attitude to sport. They don't really sport that much. They don't do active sport. They stopped following sport in the TV, and we can see it in the real sport because, for example, track and field. When I was young, together with my grandpa, we used to watch every single competition in track and field. It was called the queen of the sports. I mean, track and field, and we liked it a lot. And now, when I look around. And that's not just track and field. Biathlon is the same. When you go to Biathlon World Championship, you will see the crowd is full. I mean, the stadium is fully crowded, but the people are old and really like 50 plus. That means the young generation is missing there. And in the TV, they can see that the number of viewers or followers is falling. And we decided that we should do something about this. And we decided that this way, we are kind of advertisement for the sport. Because, and we are still fighting with this, because, when we say to real sportsmen, okay, we are making sport games, they say, guys, this is not good because of you, they will not do sport, they will just play again. But we have to make relationship to sport. That's very important. And how? If you force them to go out and play, I have kids. If I force them to go to play, they don't like it. Yeah. So this is something where they can be good at. Yeah. And that's the first step. When they like the athletic game, track and field, 100-meter dash, high jump, that is very interesting. And I can be good at it virtually. That's the first step, that I turn on the TV during the Olympics because it's athletics and I like it. And then when I do this, then I will go to Eugene, for example, to championship, to see the guys, how it's live, that there is a crowd and it's nice. And that's the relationship we are doing. And now, after some years, even those, responsible guys, which they have the sports in their hands, like the federations. Now we are in the talk, for example, with World Athletics, that we could do something together to simply advertise track and field, that it's beautiful, that we need all the people involved, and that's what we do, actually.
Well, that's cool. Tell us, so I was just seeing, I see in the background, you're showing the track and field game, and you've got it in 34 languages. It's in Android and iOS. And you've had a pretty big reception to it as well. So what Mike has told me so far is that there's levels to the game. You start out with sprints, then you go to jumps, then you go to throws. why don't you tell us a little bit about the game and how it works and why people are playing it?
Well, usually when I mention to somebody that we have a track and field game or sports game, they always ask, okay, and this for the little kids and so on. And I say, okay, you guys, that's not a game for little kids. This is a game for adults. I mean, in the meaning that the target group, the people who like it most are the people 20 plus. There are many, I mean, 60, 70 old-year guys and girls playing it. So it's not a childish game, because this is kind of mix between some kind of management, because you have to improve, you have to practice. That means that the game itself, it's simulating the life of athlete who is not focused just in one discipline, but with the time you can be good at 12 together. And there is a system where it is very social based. That means there are clubs within the game where you can join with your friends, and they are very active with communication. They are making YouTube videos, they are making meetings, and they are competing together against another clubs in the game. So, I mean, it's very complex game, which is not just for iOS and Android. You can also play it through URL address on your PC, athleticsmania.com. And I mean, it's practicing. It's there are many different things, negotiating with the sponsors, with the money, with the buildings. So you have to do many things, but the end, the top of the top, these are those disciplines which you can see in the background, like Javelin or 110 meter. By the way, this 110 meter hurdles, it's very, very tough because you have to run and then tap in the right moment to make, you know, that jump through the obstacle.
Yeah.
And it's pretty, I mean, pretty popular in Europe. It's very popular. There are more than 5 million people who are playing this, I mean, or played. And well, I hope that this is something which was missing here, because a really focused track and field game with that feeling that I am really running or doing something, that's something very special.
That's cool. That's cool. So you're saying that the age group that you're that you want to appeal to is 20 and over. You were also saying that when you've watched, for example, the American network ESPN, that since 2012, that viewership of many of the sports has been down. So the key is, as you see it, to get people involved. Tell us a little bit, what other sports games do you have as well?
Well, the very first we did, it was the soccer manager game, but first was ice hockey in 2010. Then more management games came, like basketball, handball, and soccer. But this is very, very old, 10 years ago. Yeah. And what's currently popular, that's Biathlon Mania. It's about the biathlon, shooting and skiing. Sure. And ski jumping from the hills in the winter.
Wow. Okay.
And these are, I mean, the most popular ones, and of course Athletics Mania. And we are working now on new concept of winter and summer sport games, where there will be more sports in one game. So we will kind of be able to use and try disciplines like short track or alpine skiing, different kinds, and so on. So something like this.
What's the toughest event on the Athletics Mania game?
Well, I mean, from the disciplines, it's that 110 meter hurdles. Sure. By the way, we don't have all 12 disciplines done yet. Now, in 2 weeks, there will be 11th one released, and that will be the pole vault, which is kind of complicated. By the way, because you know that the motion capturing and all that animation, how that should look like, when you want to do this really good, it's very tough and expensive process to do. And what we were focused here in, it is that from every discipline you have the feeling that it is this. Because when you play different games, because there are actually more games where at least partially track and field is involved, but they are more focused on, you know, the general gameplay, and we focused on that feeling that this is really athletics. This is how it should look like, and so on. So pole vault will be 11th, and then in the summer there will be the last 12 discipline, and that's 1,500 meters running.
Oh, cool.
This is the last discipline missing, and then there will be complete full game of all disciplines which we planned.
Now, you said you're talking with World Athletics and about being involved. Are you looking at bringing in avatars or modern athletes that people like? Can people play Mondo Duplantis and people play other athletes?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Well, in all the other Mania style games, we have a special section called Legends,
okay,
where the people can play against legends, and when
cool.
are able to beat them, then they will get special rewards. But in athletics, this section is not released yet, and it will be launched in October, September, and October. It's planned. We have already signed maybe 12 athletes which will be part, and this is not really connected with World Athletics. What we are talking now about with World Athletics, that's that there will be, or it's planned to be, a series of in-game events where the people will be playing for the Esports athletic champion, and that's kind of something unique. It was never here. I mean, that you know, it's very hard to be in the Olympic Games as an athlete. Even some very good ones couldn't qualify in the history. And now even ordinary people from the streets will be having the chance to play in, it's not called Olympics, but it's something where you play against the whole world internationally. So it's kind of like, and that feeling that I can compete against the whole world somewhere, that there in athletics, there will be here for the very first time. We have already tried this, and last year there was first athletics meeting from Europe made also within the game, not just in reality. We had an online version, and it's Golden Spike of Ostrava from Czech Republic. And we are talking also with the more very known athletic meetings that we could be like that virtual counterpart, that missing piece of puzzle in the athletics. So we could be this one.
You were talking about how in Europe people put together clubs and they compete with each other. Do they compete like a dual meet? So they have the 10 events, and so there'll be athletes competing in each single event?
It's a bit more complicated. I mean, it's not just Europe. There are clubs also from United States, even some very strong ones. But it's like special competition where I am playing in every day. There are different disciplines where I am competing against the members from other clubs. And I am receiving points for which the winning clubs are earning points, and these points are used to build, you know, the stadium, the clubhouse, all that you know, buildings which are helping you to get more points and practicing. I mean, that's, you know, that's like in real athletics. You need to practice, and it is not something which will happen just like this. This is a normal some normal, practice where you need to know a bit about how to compete if you want to do this. So this is something completely new for the younger generation, because they are now in the mood that almost everything will happen somehow.
Yeah.
And now they will know that they have to do something about it. And that's what I want, because actually at the end, you are there alone. Not in the game, in your life. So if you want to get something, you need to do something, not just wait. And that's what I want.
That's cool. That's cool. Talk to me about, like I was watching the Javelin. So with the Javelin, can you, the more proficient you are at the Javelin event, the farther you can throw the Javelin. Like so practice, the more practice you do on these events, the better you're going to do, correct?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, at the beginning, your throws are very, short, of course. And by playing the game itself, not just being perfect, just by repeating it, you are receiving points. And from that points, you improve your attributes. Like, I can maybe show you something.
Okay, that'd be wonderful.
Give me just a second. I have some videos which would be better here.
Yeah, I love the long jump. That looks so realistic. And wow, and translating into 34 languages, that blows my mind.
Well, just a second.
Sure. Now, the stadium shots are fantastic. And I like how the detail, like how you've even got the sponsor boards up. That's pretty cool.
Okay, so I will share the screen now.
Okay.
For example, there will be high jump, just to be shown how it looks like. But I have to find how to share screen. Yeah, now I got it. Okay. There you go.
Okay.
And you can see here.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool.
That's the high jump.
Mm-hmm.
So,
wow.
This game, it's about timing. That means there are different bars, as you can see. And your task is, of course, let's do it one more time, that this bar on the right, that green one, you have to keep it in the green field. That means the pace is optimal, but just by tapping the screen. And then on the left, you can see the kick button, which has to be applied when you are above the bar. Okay. So now you have to, now it's slow motion. Now on the right, by holding the takeoff button, the angle is changing on the right, and the optimal position is in the green. So now when you let it go optimally and then jump, there you go. So it's kind of tricky to do.
Yeah.
That was too early, jump too early. So this is one. Let me show the Javelin. Even with the sound.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, now you have to keep the pace in the dash. And now it's Javelin. Very similar. And then angle and release. If you do it on time, then it's optimal. And well, just short video, what's the game about? You can see here how it looks like.
I love the hurdles look like, boy, that would take me a while to figure out. But that's pretty cool. I love how you put this together.
Thank you a lot. Okay, so this is actually it. Now how to stop this? Sorry.
What countries, Ivan, did you first launch it in?
It was launched as a testing, I think, in Italy in June 2020.
Okay.
But now just a second, I just need to stop this. Sure. Because you can see still that screen, and this is a miracle.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing what we can do with YouTube. And, you know, I see so many of the track meets from Central Europe, you know, via YouTube. And because sometimes you can see it on US TV and sometimes you can't. But this game looks like a lot of fun, Ivan. And I think what we'll do is we will obviously put the links up and get that out on our social media for you too. And but this is really, really cool. Talk to me a little bit about the legends again. So can you tell us what athletes you're looking at?
Well, generally, the system we have, by the way, you see me now. Don't
right.
you? Okay,
Yep.
because it was broken somehow. The Zoom was not working for a while. Okay, what we do here is the people are remembering for a very short period of time. That means when you are an Olympic champion, then everybody loves you and you are in the TV and everywhere. But after 10 years, the people are remembering just, you know, those new guys all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's actually bad because, you know, those guys are just examples. How can you make it? Because they are examples for everybody. So we decided that everybody who is interested to be in, we will let him to be in the legends section to remember his like results, personal best. It doesn't have to be Olympic winner, actually. I mean, these people deserve this to be shown for the younger generations. That's what we want here. So actually all those, I mean, known athletes can be there, of course, representing their countries in a way. We have already agreed with a couple of guys, even Olympic winners. Stefan Holm from Sweden for high jump will be there. Roman Sheberet for decathlon, Olympic champion as well, will be a part of the game. Then from girls, Vlodarchik, for example, will be there. But as I said, we are still working with this section, and it's not fully done yet. Mm-hmm. It's not fully done yet, but I'm looking forward. And this is like, you know, Hall of Fame. I mean,
yeah, no, that makes complete sense. I think that's totally cool. What you're doing is you're getting people to participate, and they're learning also that, like with all electronic games, you know, the more you practice, the better you get. But also in athletics, the more you practice, the better you get. And you've taken, you know, the high jump. I was fascinated with that because you're really simulating the high jump, and it's teaching people. And the javelin, I thought the javelin looked fantastic. So it should be. I want to go through all the events because I think it's going to be. It'll be really cool to check it out.
Thanks for that. I mean, we did what we could. Actually, of course, I mean, we are here to create the games, and earned money is used for new ones. It's like a development. So
sure.
I mean, of course, people can see that as a commercial. I mean, like, oh, they are earning money and so on. But this is something more. I mean, we are the mediator between younger generation and the sports. That's what we want to do, actually. And we want to show them good examples. That's where I really love to help, because we need to do it. For example, TV. I don't know how it's in the USA. Mm-hmm. In Europe, in the commercial TVs, there are ads approximately every 15 minutes.
Yep.
And now there is a statistics that the younger people, they are not watching TV anymore because they don't like the ads at all, and they are watching YouTube, Netflix, and all those channels, you know. And and when you think how the sport is being financed, that's through TV rights. And if everybody will stop watching TV because it's annoying, those ads or something, they have new channels, then the sport will suffer from this, because the less people will be watching TV, seeing the sponsor ads, then they will pay less to the federations, and the less pay to federation, they will not pay to coaches, you know, young athletes, and so on. So we need to do something about this. And it has to be done now, actually, because this is also a part of it. So we hope that we can somehow be helpful in this.
Yeah, people's attention spans have changed. You know, it's I know on YouTube, you know, you were just talking about that. What most of the federations do is they break up the track meets into clips for each event, because that's about as much as people will watch, you know, and to get people to participate. But what I'm looking at the realism at what you're showing too, and I love the signage on the side of the track and how you fill the stadium up, and all that is that attention to detail is what players want. What do you think about the Olympics doing electronic gaming? Will they be able to do a game like this, or what kind of things are they looking at?
Well, the current esports the popularity is growing huge. But what we have to say here is that the esports we know now, it is not the real sport. I mean, in the meaning of sports games.
Yeah.
The games we play are shootings or strategic ones and those games. So it's not the really sport, but the pressure on the Olympic Committee is really high, because it's already so much money in the esport in generally, because the top events, they are having budgets like 3 times US Open. That's incredible, actually.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
You wouldn't believe, but there is a channel called Twitch, and people are watching other people playing games. It's like in my old times when I was watching guys playing football. It's very similar. And it's the psychology behind this all is the same. When you were watching the guys in St. Louis, for example, playing ice hockey somewhere, or even in the stadium, St. Louis Blues, then you wanted to play it outside, and you had the idea, I could play as well. I can play hockey. It's maybe not the best, but I can do it. Now they have the same in the games. They can see that they play for money. I mean, they can earn a lot of money as a stars of esports, so they could repeat it. So it's very similar. But I think my personal opinion is that the esport will be there in Olympics once, and that will be soon, because of this, because it's very popular. And there are, I mean, I know that many people are considering sports being just physical activity, but in general, it isn't. The psychology, the mental power, and the everything focusing, it's more. When they consider chess being a sport, then esport is definitely a sport. And I hope that there will be, more sport games in that one. I don't know if that will be our game, because, the Athletics Mania, it's nice, but still what the people like most, when they can play together just in time. Now I run, you run, and we have the results. And that's very tough to do in such kind of game, because it's very sensitive. If you run 100-meter dash at 10 seconds, and if you run 10.2, there are already 100 people in between, so it's very sensitive for 100 of a second. And that means when you are in the USA and I am sitting in Europe, then how can we play together with that delay? So, so this is it. So this is, by the way, online game where you play against other people, but I'm indirect. That means that your runner here on the track, which you can see there behind me, your runner or your thrower, it was played by you before. It's one of your runs. So my guy, who is in the middle, you cannot see it because of me. Now you can better.
Yeah.
That's you doing, and all those other guys, they have simulated times based on your performance of some or other person. So this is it. And I hope they will choose wise, because it's not just about popularity. When you want to have a sport in Olympics and it's a new one, there has to be a federation covering strict rules, no cheating, and that's very tough here.
No, that would seem to me to be one of the challenges. What was the first event that you guys developed?
You mean within Athletics Mania?
Yeah.
Well, the game itself, it's kind of a stable system, monthly repeating resets of you are practicing the whole month, and then at the end, you will lose a bit of, let's say, form, and then you have to renew the attributes you had. So this is, working non-stop. And to this, we have a special in-game events repeating every 3 weeks.
Okay.
Where they have special, with special occasions like Christmas event or Halloween event and so on, where they have a special gameplay. You play the game itself, it's the same, but you get the special rewards and you can work with other guys on the special different tasks in the game. And now, as I said, we are working on that esports events where you will play against other guys in a total competition. That means that there will be, for example, 6 disciplines, and you will start from the scratch in all of 6 of them in the day 0. And by playing, you will be practicing, improving, and the guys with the best results recalculated to points, like in decathlon. They will advance to higher league. The rest will stay, and the top at the end will end like the top winners. And it's even national ranking and global ranking. So, there are many possibilities how to do it. You can focus on maybe on one discipline if you want. So you will advance just in that one. Good Javelin or good pole vaulter. And or you can play everything. So it more or less depends. What I really like is the community behind that.
Yeah.
I can see how people there are Facebook groups where they are chatting about this and posting that today I had my new personal best and I in shot put 20.25 and can you beat me? And those like sports, like, it's very nice to see that people like it.
That's cool. Ivan, this is really, really neat. And thank you so much for your time this morning, or this evening for you, and this morning for us. We will, what we're going to do then is we will get this produced, and then we will have it up on our 16 websites, starting with RunBlogRun. But I'm going to put a couple things up on social media today to encourage people to sign up and to check it out. Okay? And we will do that. And do you have a hashtag that you use too, or a Twitter handle?
I will, first of all, I will send you a link where you can download different graphics.
Cool.
Like logo and everything. I will also send you all those hashtags and links to YouTube, to Facebook, to Twitter.
Perfect.
And so on. So you will have the complete service here. So not needed to look for something.
Ivan, that's awesome, my friend. Thank you very much. And I look forward to meeting you when I get over to Europe next year after the pandemic, and perhaps you and Alphonse and I can have a beer.
Give me just a second. I will write you my phone number here.
Okay.
It's included the international prefix. Feel free to call me. When you send me your cell phone and contact to my email, wherever you need something, feel free. Even if I'm kind of trying to help where I can. So if you have something which you would like to spread in athletics community, like, I don't know, advertise for something you need, let me know, okay? We can make it in our channels.
Ivan, thank you very, very much. Okay, we're going to end this broadcast, and I'll talk with you again in a second. This is Larry Eder with RunBlogRun. This is Socialing the Distance. We featured Ivan Krechňák. He's with Power Play Studio, and they've got a totally cool game, Athletics Mania, where they have they've just launched their 11th event, and we're looking forward to playing it and telling people in North America about the game. Ivan, thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Talk to you soon. Hey, sports fans, Larry Eder, RunBlogRun. This is the epilogue for Socialing the Distance, and today we spoke with Ivan Krechňák. He is one of the partners with Power Play Studio in Bratislava, and in May of 2020, they launched a game called Athletics Mania. It's a track and field electronics game, and it has several million users already, and it's totally cool. And I'm not a computer geek, and Mikey and I were looking at it. Mike Deering, our producer, and I were looking at it just a bit ago. They have 11 events, track and field events. They just launched the pole vault. These events are amazingly technical. The detail, including signage on the side of the track, just blows my mind. But Ivan and his company have been around since 2007. They've done games for ice hockey. They've done games for soccer. They've done games like a soccer manager kind of a game. And this is one I think they're really putting a lot into. And I'm encouraging you guys to check it out. We'll be putting the athleticsmania.com information up on the site as well. But it's web-based. It can be done on Facebook and can be done with iOS. It can be done with Android. The idea is getting that 20-year-old plus person who is not watching as much sports on TV, is not competing as much, and get them interested in track and field. I think that's a great idea. I think it's creative. I think it's the kind of thing World Athletics should look at now, especially in the pandemic, and really encourage people to use it, and we're going to as well. So again, Athletics Mania. The company is Power Play Studio. Ivan Krechňák is the gentleman that we spoke with, and he was very enthusiastic about it and gave us a little bit of a flavor of what they're trying to do. And I think, I'll tell you, the hurdles, the 110 hurdles, gosh, they look almost as hard as trying to do the hurdles themselves. So practice makes perfect. Have some fun with it, and make sure you check it out, and send us a note at runblogrun@gmail.com. This is Larry Eder with RunBlogRun, Socialing the Distance, and this is the epilogue. We featured Ivan Krechňák with Power Play Studio and his team's game, Athletics Mania. Talk to you soon.